Alright, I'm going to give you the speed overview just to give myself a sanity check to see if this is interesting or neat to anyone else. Alright, so one, we've got a portfolio theme for environmental studies. It's kind of neat in that a lot of stuff is built in here automatically. Let me show you what that looks like. I know I've done this in some other video, but in any case, we have kind of some basic entry fields, portfolio options, so to speak. Answer certain questions, you update, etc. Note that if as a user I'm in here and I'm not a super admin, like I'll switch to this one, we're going to see a lot of simplification on the side. Now, that doesn't have to mean the removal of everything, because if we look here under extras, there's a bunch of stuff there and we could add more things if we wanted. In any case, activating the theme also creates certain pages and puts them in page templates and then associates certain ACF fields with it. Like for the CV thing, we've got the ability to use a repeater field here or here. We can do lots of neat little tricks and all that stuff, updates, etc. So I think that's cool. Plus people can still write posts and associate those posts with particular categories and then show off some of those categories on the front end depending on which ones they choose on the back end. So a lot of words, hopefully a few of them made sense. I'm going to switch back to my power user here. All right, so the cool additional thing here is what's going to happen when we go to JSON land. What you'll see is down here at the bottom, I modified the JSON response to have this ENVS part that throws a lot of the ACF stuff in there. Now, why might that be interesting? Well, let's say we had an assessment site where we just added the URLs as a custom post type called portfolio. We just throw the URLs in here. We can now pull both the posts over or the pages or whatever, as well as using only one call to generate these little bio pages. So if we don't want to know who we're talking about, we can kind of hide it. But if we need to check in here, see a couple things about them, and those things can be anything, really that's on the site, we're able to do that. Then there's another little trick here that's going on. You know, we got some counting going on. I have some Flesch Kincaid reading calculation scores in there, just some automatic stuff, and we could chart that, we could do some other things, but we can also say hit this button, and what it's going to do is port us over here to rubric 2 with that content. Now this content is being pulled in via the API and not syndicated, which is pretty cool, and then we'd be able to evaluate it, and haven't copied this part over yet, but we'd be able to get the source URL, be able to copy this JSON blob, we'd have our assessment piece, and we'd be able to keep all this stuff all without the drama of syndication. So I think those things are kind of interesting. I'd be curious if they are to anyone else.